Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. Thank you for being here this morning. This is a Yin Asana practice, so we'll be moving a little slower and holding the pose a little longer. Still invite you, if you need to take a rest, always can come to seated or laying down position. Also, if you have pain, always back off. Our focus today is on listening. So this week, our single pointed mindfulness focus is using our concentration on listening to a sound. And so today's practice, we're going to bring the whole practice to that focus. I'm also mention the aparigraha, which is our yama on non-possessiveness. So thinking of bringing that into the presence this week, that focus of not needing to be possessive, knowing that in the end everything returns to the infinite universe. So we can be generous, we can share, don't need to cling or be attached, allowing and trusting that what is truly meant to be ours will be there for us in any moment. And remembering there's really only one piece of real estate we ever own as we travel through this lifetime, and that is the ground underneath our feet or our sits bones. That root, in any moment, this is a piece of real estate that I own, that you own, is right here underneath you. We really can all only, no matter how much wealth or land you have, you can really only be possessing one little piece at a time where your body is located. Let's close our eyes and draw our attention inward and take a moment to bring that breath into the belly. And begin to scan our body, just noticing where we're at right now, this moment in time. Physical body, feeling it in time and space, present to it. It's present to this sacred body temple and where our infinite presence gets to animate through. And dive in deeper. Notice the inner landscape. You feel the heart beating, or energy pulsing or vibrating inside of you. And diving into the emotional body without putting words to it or describing it, just feeling into what emotions are arising, if any. I invite you to take a moment here and see if there's a sound in your environment that you can bring your attention back to as we go through the practice. It could even just be your own breath. You could use Ujjayi breath and that sound. We're going to do the Ujjayi breath in a moment. You can use the hum of your refrigerator or the heat, or maybe there's some chimes or water fountain, or maybe traffic, or maybe children laughing or crying in the distance, or a dog that barks. Bringing your attention to that sound for a moment. Listening, receiving it. Being like those giant sonar that just receives the sound from the universe. It's not an active, it's a receiving, receptive. And then taking this moment to set an intention for yourself, something that inspires you, that's positive, and state it as it already is so your subconscious doesn't know the difference. That attracts it faster. And feel the emotions of that intention fulfilled. Feel them before it is even fulfilled, because those emotions will attract it faster and better than anything else. Be in that emotional vibration. And gently coming back, opening your eyes. Had to let Xander in for a minute. Oh, well, good. We are here. Let's start in child's pose. It's a very nice way to start sometimes in our Yin Asana. So we're just going to get into child's pose. You can open those knees up a little bit so the belly can rest in between the knees. And you can have the hands extended out, or they can be up alongside the body, whatever feels better for you. You can bend the elbows too and have them in front. And taking a few breaths here, just feeling this pose and taking a moment to move into that listening, apahagrahe, listening with no attachment, no possessiveness, just listening to the sounds. I'm going to invite you to extend the arms out and walk them over to one side or the other. Just feel that nice stretch. Find where you find your edge there, and just relax your head down and take a few breaths from this side. And coming back to center. And let's walk the hands over to the opposite side, feeling that nice stretch and rest and taking a few breaths. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. We're going to come up into our table pose. Move into some cat-cow. And just go right into some cat-cow with spontaneous movements. Making sure you get your flexion and extension. Remember, when we go into our cat, we can always bring those hips down and stretch. Lower back. Circles with the hips. You're in cow, you can wag your tail. Just move the hips side to side. As you move back and forth in flexion and extension of the spine, noticing the sensations, enjoying them, enjoying getting fully present in your body. And keep the breath flowing. And coming back to center, and let's widen the stance a little, bringing the knees back, maybe even the hands forward a little bit. And we're going to sink those hips down. Move into a nice restful up dog. The thighs can be resting on the earth. Just resting. Wrists are still under the shoulders. The thighs are relaxed, and feel that nice back bend, that nice extension on the spine. And then on your next inhale, coming up and moving into child's pose and taking a couple breaths there. And inhaling up and moving into up dog, and begin to just flow at your own pace. Find your rhythm, just flowing back and forth from up dog. In up dog, you can bring those shoulders back, shoulder blades together, and lift the head up. And child's pose. Nice flow, find your pace. Notice sensations. I like to keep those bandhas engaged gently as you breathe and flow. Lots of body awareness. So mind goes into thinking, bring yourself back to body awareness and sensations in your body. Bring yourself back to that sound anchor. Using that Ujjayi breath if you like. Forgot to do it. You know the Ujjayi breath. Slightly engaging that glottis muscle in your throat, like you're fogging up a mirror, but the mouth is closed. Sometimes called the Darth Vader breath or the ocean breath, victorious breath. New variations that feel good. So just gently moving the body. And we're going to end up again in our child's pose and taking this moment to bring your attention to that listening, that focused attention, whether it is your Ujjayi breath or sound in your room, your space. And coming up, we're going to come all the way down onto the mat. And all the way down. Let's move into a cobra to start with, baby cobra. So the foundation, as you can see, is the whole front side of my body. I've got everything on the front side of my body. I'm going to really press this pelvis into the floor. Pubic bone, the whole pelvic area. So that's really the strongest part of my foundation. The hands are going to come right underneath the shoulders, here, both hands. And we're going to use our back muscles, not the hand. The hands are just here for stabilization, very little weight on them. We're not pushing into them like up dog. We're going to use the back muscles to bring our head and our heart up. And just find where's good for you. The elbows are in. You may just come up very slightly or maybe even more. Pressing into that pubic bone into the earth, pelvis, inhaling, lifting up, using those back muscles. And engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down and bringing your head to one side or the other. And taking this moment to bring yourself back to that anchor, that listening, that mindfulness, concentration. And they're going to come back to center. I invite you to bring your arms out and bring them a little out wide. This is our, be called locust. It could be called bird, or airplane is often called in yoga too. And we're going to again press the pubic bone, that pelvis into the earth. That's our foundation. Everything else is going to lift up off the earth. So on our next inhale, inhaling up the arms and the legs, the head and the heart. And engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Maybe lifting a little higher in this last breath. And releasing down. And turn your head to the opposite side and take a few breaths as you move into that focus of listening. And coming back to center, we're going to bring the arms out in front of us. And we're going to, on our inhale, we're going to stretch out the left arm and the right leg, feeling that pelvis, that pubic bone pressing into the earth. And on our inhale, lift the head gently and the left arm and the right leg. And breathe. Keep the head in alignment with the spine. One more breath, reaching them out. And releasing down. Release the head and take a breath. In our next inhale, we're going to go on the opposite side, reaching out the right hand and the left leg away from the body 2 lines of energy in opposite directions, and breathe. One more breath, and exhaling down and relaxing for a breath. And coming back to center, let's bring those feet up towards the buttocks and clasp the ankles behind you. And find your edge on this, find where you are. We're going to, again, that foundation is that pelvis, pubic bone, and on the inhale, we're going to lift up. You can press those tops of the feet into the hands, opening up the chest. Just find your edge. Here, everybody comes up at different places, engaging the bandhas, and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. And bringing the head to one side or the other, and move into your listening. Coming back to center, and let's move ourselves onto our backs. And let's bring those knees into the chest. I've been doing a few back bends, so a nice counter pose is knees into the chest. So when we're doing a lot of extension, moving the back into flexion, forward fold, knees into the chest. It's a nice counter pose for that. Beautiful job. We're going to move into a little supported bridge. You can either use a block or a cushion. I'm going to use a block today. First, let's do a couple just pelvic lifting up, half bridges. Pressing into the feet, we're going to lift those hips up halfway. Two-legged table. Just feeling the sensations. This whole pelvic and hip area just floating, using your own strength. On your next exhale, we're going to come down one vertebrae at a time. So from the upper back, the upper thoracics, to the mid, like a string of pearls, one vertebrae at a time. It's a nice massage on the spine to get all the way down to the lumbar. Feel that sacrum released and the tailbone. Beautiful. And this time we're going to come up. You can either come up into your bridge, or you can come up into a supported bridge where you put the block right here under your sacrum. And let the prop do the work. You can open your feet a little and rest your knees together. And just taking some breaths here as you allow this gentle back bend with very little effort. And bring your focus to the sound, the listening. And on your next inhale, lifting up, removing your block, coming out of your bridge. And let's bring those knees into the chest. Counter pose. Let's bring those legs up. Just moving into our dead bug, shaking everything out. And just keeping those legs up. You might want to flex and extend the feet. Noticing all the beautiful sensations. Keeping that breath flowing. Bandhas engaged. Mala Bandha. Beautiful job. Let's bring those legs out wide. Bringing the hand to wherever's comfortable in the leg and gently pulling them in. You can reach the outsides of the feet. Feel a nice stretch. And bringing them back together. Bringing the hands behind the calves and give them a nice stretch in towards the body here. Doing a lot of back bends. These are nice little counter poses to the back bend. And releasing the legs. I'm going to do one more back bend, and this is for the upper thoracics. It's our fish, Matsyasana. So relaxing those legs out. We're going to have the hands so that they're palms down onto the earth. And we're going to bring a hand under each buttocks. Snuggle those arms nice and close into the body. Feeling the elbows connecting with the mat and the earth. Pressing into those elbows as you lift that upper back, the chest. The head is going to lift up off the mat. And then gently coming down and allowing the head to rest on the mat. Chest is open. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, pressing into those elbows and forearms, lifting the head, straightening everything, and coming all the way back down onto the earth. Releasing the hands from under the buttocks. And let's bring the knees into the chest. Rocking back and forth. And bringing the legs down, we're going to have the knees are up. And I'm going to keep my left knee up, left foot on the earth for the moment, and rest that right ankle on just above the left knee. Lifting that left foot up, bringing that left leg in towards the body, clasping my hands behind the hamstring, and pulling that leg in towards the body. Feeling that nice hip opening on the right side. One more breath. See if you can bring that leg in a little bit more. And on the exhale, releasing the leg and switching sides. And we're going to lift that right foot up, bring the right leg in, clasping the hands behind the right thigh and gently pulling that leg in. Feeling that hip opening on the left side. And breathe. You can use your mindfulness anchor of listening. One more breath, pulling that leg in. And releasing that leg. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into a nice supine spinal twist. We're going to hold it for a few extra breaths than normal. Getting a nice gentle twist in there. And as we hold it a little longer, sometimes it allows the body more time to open up. So I have my right leg extended out, my left knee is bent, left foot is on the earth, and I'm going to come up onto this right side, just an inch, and I'm going to bring the left leg over to the right. The right hand is guiding this left leg over, and just find your perfect edge. And then the left arm is extending out 90 degrees, and I'm going to turn my head to gaze out over those fingertips. And bring in the breath and that anchor, that mindfulness anchor of listening. One more breath. And releasing the leg. Coming back to center. We're going to move to the other side. So my left leg is straight out. Right knee is up. Coming up onto that left side just an inch. And we're going to bend the right knee, bringing it over to the left hand guiding the right knee over. Right hand is extended out 90 degrees. And turn the head to gaze out over those right fingertips. And breathe. Moving into that mindfulness anchor. Listening. And one more breath here. Releasing the leg, coming back to center. And let's bring those knees into the chest. You can rock back and forth. Let's bring the feet together in Supta Baddha Konasana. And the hands are wrapped around the feet and can gently pull those feet in towards the body. Finding your edge, feeling that hip opening. You can engage the bandhas and breathe. Find your anchor. Listening. And releasing those feet. Moving into baby. Knees are wide. The soles of the feet are facing the sky. Wrapping the hands around the wide edges of the feet and gently pulling them down towards the earth. Bring yourself to that concentration on listening. And rocking back and forth a little bit. And when you're ready, moving into baby. Kicking out. Playing around, rolling around, just like you did when you were a baby. Having fun with it. Just enjoying moving in your body. Making any last poses you want before we move into some releases and savasana. We can do a little extra long savasana today with our legs up the wall as an option. As we move into the releases, the feet are hip width apart, the knees are up, and we're just relaxing on the earth. We're not lifting anything up as we move into hula. We're just going to be swiveling these hips, the sacrum. So one hip, my right hip is going down towards my right heel. Left hip is reaching up towards the ribs and shoulder. And then I swivel flat on the earth. Nothing lifts up. Right hip is reaching up towards the ribs and shoulder. Left dropping down towards the heel. I feel that nice swivel action in that sacrum, that lower spine. Moving slow enough to really feel the sensation. These are slow, repetitive movements, these releases. We're releasing this lower back. We did a lot of back bends today. So before we move into savasana, we want to make sure to do our low back releases. Keeping the breath flowing. Keep that anchor on your sound, listening to your receiving. coming back to center. We're going to move into hip pointers, so we're going to lift one butt cheek up off the earth at a time as we point our hips. So I'm going to really root this left butt cheek in to the earth as I lift the right and point it. So there's a little twist too. And bring it down. And the right butt cheek is rooted in as I point that left hip up diagonally into the heavens. So one at a time, keeping that one butt cheek rooted in as you point and lift the other. Hip pointers. Noticing sensation. Using that sound in your space. Listening anchor. I chose to listen to the traffic because that was a dependable sound. So it was a little traffic coming by, and now I have a street sweeper coming by, so I got a lot to anchor onto. Keeping the breath flowing. And one more time on each side. And coming back to center. Beautiful. We're going to move into some cat-cow and a supine. So pressing the small of the back into the earth in your cat, tucking the tailbone under, feeling that nice flexion, the spine, and then moving into our cow. As you arch that back up off the earth, spine is coming up. The back may still be on the earth. You may have a space under here or not. It's the spine you're arching up off and moving back and forth into cat, cow in this supine position. Noticing sensation and bring your focus into the sound, the listening. I still have the street sweeper sound. And coming back to center. And keeping those knees up, we're going to walk the feet further apart from each other till they get to the wide edges of the mat. Then we're going to drop one knee at a time in towards the center. And notice the sensations, enjoying the movement, and moving into listening. Keeping the breath flowing. And one more time on each side. So it's a nice release in the hips as well as the lower back. And bringing the knees up to center, walking those feet. And we're going to walk them all the way together and flop over both legs onto one side. We're going to lift the upper leg. Bring it all the way to the other side. You may want to take just a moment's breath while both legs are out. And lifting the bottom. Or you may want to just flow back and forth. Find what feels good for you. Lifting that top leg up. Bringing it all the way over. And allowing the bottom to follow. Again, nice, slow, repetitive movements. Noticing the sensation in your body. And bring your mind to that mindfulness anchor of listening. And one more time on either side. And beautiful job. Bringing those knees up. Let's bring them into the chest. And rock back and forth, releasing and relaxing that lower back. And the option for Savasana is to bring the legs up to the wall. It's a nice way to do your Savasana. If you want to just stay on your back, that's okay. But if you have a wall, you can come up to the wall. And you can bring your buttocks up kind of close. You can have it. Let's see, I'm going to move this mat a little bit. You can have a little space between your buttocks and the wall. Find what's comfortable for you. Find where it feels the most comfortable for you. I just have a few inches and bring the legs up. You can put your sweatshirt on, your socks. Find what's comfortable. Just resting those legs up, giving those veins that nice vacation as we practice this variation in Savasana. You can relax the hands either on your belly or out to the side. And just allowing the body to release all tension. Any tension that you're holding in the muscles, invite the muscles to just melt and merge. Releasing the tension. Feeling the body relax deeper and deeper. Feeling it become heavier and being more drawn towards the earth. Inviting all the systems of your body, the bones, the muscles, the lungs and respiratory system, the heart and circulatory system, the endocrine system, the reproductive system, the digestive system, stomach, the intestines, the gallbladder, all that's included. Feel the bones become heavier. Feel the nervous system calm and relax, the brain, spinal column, every nerve in your body more relaxed, more and more relaxed. And we'll rest in a few moments of silence as you allow this practice to integrate into all levels of your being, mind, body, and spirit, and emotions and energy. Taking a nice deep breath into your belly. If your legs are up the wall, notice your sensations in the legs. I feel lighter, tingly. And another nice deep breath into the belly, honoring yourself. And when you're ready, you can bring the legs down, or if you're laying down, just coming over to your side, either way. It's nice. Taking a breath on your side. And coming up to a seated position. We're going to move into our mindfulness practice now. We're going to keep this anchor of listening. And keep the same anchor you had in your asana practice. And switch up your legs if you want. Find a comfortable position. If you want to use a cushion, we'll be doing our mindfulness meditation for 10 minutes. Feeling that earth underneath you. Resting your awareness on listening to a sound in your space. And if thinking comes in, just gently bring yourself back to listening to your anchor. the mind begins to wander, bring it back to that focused sound, listening. All your concentrated attention on listening. All your concentrated attention on listening. And one more minute. Take a nice deep breath into the belly. Take this moment to scan the body again. Notice where the physical body is. Notice the support of the earth. Noticing where it is in time and space. the legs, pelvis, the torso, the shoulders, the neck, the head, the arms. And dive into Pratyahara, noticing the inner aliveness. Basking in that inner nectar. And dive into the emotional body, checking in, just acknowledging without any judgment, pure unconditional love towards your own self. And bringing yourself back to the intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And I'll see if there's a little chant for you inside for me right now, a little prayer chant. Om mate keya keheya heya mate keheya kehe. Om mate keya teheya teheya mate heya tehe. Om mate heya onde kemaya keheya heya heya he. We'll close with the Namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day. Thank you for joining, and please go to ecstaticyoga.studio for more information on our yoga teacher trainings and retreats.